Kanisha Neely was a mother of three trying to balance life and responsibility when she made a choice that would alter her future forever. Through correspondence with a man serving time behind bars, she entered into a relationship that would soon move far beyond prison walls. Marriage followed, along with the arrival of a child, and life appeared to be moving in a new direction. But beneath the surface, danger was steadily building. What began as trust and commitment would evolve into a chain of events that left investigators piecing together a crime that shocked everyone who knew her. If you enjoy real crime stories that uncover the truth, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us share real cases, spread awareness, and give a voice to those who can't speak for themselves. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Uncovered, where we examine the cases that shake communities and expose what happens behind closed doors. Real stories, real people, real impact. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Kanisha Neely was a woman in her mid-30s from Memphis, Tennessee. She was known primarily as a mother raising three children on her own. She grew up in a working-class environment with limited resources and spent much of her adult life balancing motherhood and employment. Her education history remains limited in reporting, but she completed basic schooling and worked various jobs to provide for her household. These jobs were typically low to middle-wage positions, requiring long hours. As a mother, Neely faced the challenges of single parenting, balancing work, household management, and childcare. Neighbors and acquaintances describe her as someone who stayed focused on her family. Despite these responsibilities, she faced financial strain, which often left her searching for stability. What factors from her background may have influenced her decision to enter a relationship with someone in prison? Kanisha's life took a significant turn when she connected with an inmate through social media, reportedly via Facebook. The man she met was serving time for violent crimes. Their communication started with messages and calls, eventually becoming regular. During incarceration, the inmate presented himself as someone who wanted to change. Conversations were filled with promises of a better future, stability, and loyalty. Over time, this built trust and commitment. Family members and close relatives expressed doubts. Concerns were raised about the risks of building a relationship with a prisoner, but Neely continued. It appeared that she believed in his potential to reform. Would you trust someone's promises of change while they were still behind bars? The relationship progressed to marriage. The legal process of marrying an incarcerated man required documentation and approval from the correctional system. The ceremony itself was simple, held within the prison walls. After his release, the man entered Neely's household. Community members questioned her decision, but the couple began living as a family with her three children. Shortly after, the family expanded further with the birth of another child. The pressures of blending lives, supporting a larger family, and adjusting to life after prison created stress. Tension began to show in the marriage, although outward appearances suggested normalcy. Can a marriage built under prison restrictions survive the realities of daily life outside? Conflict soon escalated inside the home. Arguments became frequent. Witnesses described behavioral changes in her husband. There were suggestions of drug or alcohol use, which contributed to volatility. Domestic disputes reportedly occurred, raising questions about whether law enforcement was ever contacted. Neighbors and family noticed signs of strain, but it is unclear if direct intervention was attempted. The children were believed to have witnessed some of the conflict, which exposed them to instability. Despite red flags, Neely remained in the relationship. At what point should family or friends step in when they notice a loved one in danger? In the weeks leading up to the incident, arguments intensified. Disputes reportedly revolved around control, financial matters, and jealousy. Tension continued to rise in the household. Whether Neely considered leaving is uncertain, but no records indicate she formally sought outside help. Investigators believe that arguments on the day of the crime escalated into violence. Her final contact with family or friends revealed nothing that predicted the exact outcome, but the environment was already hostile. How do small warning signs build up into irreversible tragedies? The crime occurred inside the home where the family lived. Authorities were alerted when deputies were called to the residence. Upon entry, They discovered both Kenesha and her husband dead from gunshot wounds. A weapon was recovered at the scene. Autopsy reports confirmed gunshot wounds as the cause of death. Law enforcement determined it to be a murder-suicide, with the husband as the aggressor. A press release followed, informing the public of the findings. What details at a crime scene help investigators piece together the truth? News of the tragedy spread rapidly. The community expressed shock at the loss of life and the violent outcome. Family members were left to manage the care of her surviving children. Media coverage highlighted the unusual circumstances of her marriage and the risks associated with prison relationships. Online discussions debated whether her decisions placed her at risk or whether systemic failures contributed to her fate. Advocates for domestic violence awareness used the case to highlight the dangers faced by individuals in abusive relationships. Should society hold systems accountable for allowing dangerous individuals early release into vulnerable households? The case fits within a pattern often seen in relationships involving formerly incarcerated individuals. Statistics suggest that marriages formed during incarceration have high failure rates, with some leading to violence. Psychological experts suggest that individuals like Neely may believe they can reform or stabilize a partner, despite past criminal behavior. This belief can lead to overlooking red flags. Isolation is another factor. Victims often withdraw from supportive networks when conflicts escalate. Secrecy surrounding abuse further increases risk. Do love and trust blind individuals to obvious danger, or are they pressured by circumstances beyond their control? The husband's prison record raises questions. Should his release have been approved when it was? Were parole conditions adequate? Did supervision fail to detect warning signs? This case also raises debates about whether prison marriages should require psychological screening to protect potential spouses. Broader systemic issues include whether reforms and rehabilitation programs could reduce risks to families post-release. What responsibility does the justice system bear when violent repeat offenders are released back into society? After Neely's death, her 3 children were placed under the care of extended family. They faced the long-term trauma of losing their mother and being exposed to domestic violence. The case has continued to attract coverage in true crime communities online, where discussions focus on the warnings that were missed and the lessons that could be learned. It serves as a reminder of the vulnerabilities families face when abusive partners are involved. How do children of crime victims rebuild their lives after losing a parent in such circumstances? The story of Kenesha Neely is a cautionary case. It began with a relationship built under prison restrictions, moved into marriage, and ended in a fatal murder-suicide. Unanswered questions remain about the justice system's role, the influence of personal choices, and the failure of interventions. It highlights the risks of ignoring red flags and the importance of awareness in preventing similar tragedies in the future. What lessons can future victims, families, and systems take from this case to prevent history from repeating itself? If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.